making a three-dimensional butterfly using analogous colors, which are colors that blend well together. Things that are like yellow, red, and orange, blue, purple, and red, or green, blue, and yellow. Or basically, if you look at the color wheel, you compare warm colors together and cool colors together, and it would give you the same effect. Your supplies that you'll need are colored pencils, such as these, plus a light one to be tracing with. And then you'll also need your butterfly template, which is at your table. You'll need to cut that out, which is exactly why the scissors are there. You'll also need your 6x6 black sheet of paper in order to trace your butterfly on. So just getting started, you're going to take your butterfly, and you're, of course, after you cut it out, you're going to lay it out on your 6x6 paper, and you're going to trace around it with a light enough color that you can see. It should end up like this. If you want to draw your own butterfly, you're welcome to. It's a little bit more difficult to make sure that they're symmetrical, so I would suggest folding your paper in half when you do that, making sure your edges meet up, and then drawing one side, cutting it, and then drawing the other. At the end, we cut out these butterflies anyway, so it'll help you find center for your butterfly and be able to cut it out. So first step on our butterfly is after you've gone ahead and you see where your shapes lie in your square, you're going to go back through, and using the same color that you used to outline, you're going to create those beautiful ridges and butterflies, kind of like the pictures that are shown here in this presentation. I should give you some examples, but these are kind of like branching veins of a butterfly. I don't know what the scientific term is. I should look that up. But it kind of gives you some places to give your butterfly a little bit more structure, like they are a butterfly. And the reason I'm doing this with my light color is because if you don't like the way one works and the next one doesn't, you can always kind of cover them up or add to them as you see fit. I'm drawing more of a butterfly body. Have these come out a little bit longer. And this is going to give them more of a butterfly shape. We're going to be doing this on two sides. So we're going to have this side, we're going to cut it out, and then we'll flip it over and do it on the back side, because this is going to be a three-dimensional butterfly that is going to be grouped with everybody else's butterfly. So you should see everybody else's butterfly at the end. The one thing that I want to make sure everybody realizes on these butterflies is what's being graded is your use of colored pencils and how we blend them together. So you're going to take your first lightest color or darkest color, it doesn't matter, but you're going to make a gradient. So you're going to go through and you're going to start the first layer of your color on your butterfly. And I think I'm going to make the top wings a little different than the bottom. So this is my yellow, the center of my butterfly. I can see that my white is not dark enough, so I'm going to go back through right here and just decide that that's where I'm going to keep these lines. Maybe even lighten up my yellow a little bit. Give it like a brighter space. Now I'm going to leave the shaggy edges of my butterfly, if you can kind of see this up close. The lines themselves are kind of shaggy on the edges. That means it's going to be easier for me to blend. And remember, colored pencils are wax based, even though these have more pigments than the average one. We really want to make sure we turn our paper so that the tooth of the paper really picks up our colored pencil as we go through our butterfly. And the more color on butterflies, let's be real, the better. So there's my orange, and you can see the orange overlaps the yellow. Then I'm going to take my yellow, I'm going to turn my butterfly a little bit so I get a different direction. The yellow is going to go back over the orange to create that transition color. Now you still kind of want to shade with the direction of your butterfly. That way when you do your yellow on top and your orange, you can have them really blending back and forth. And of course the last color I'm going to be putting on these wings is my red. And red on black is a little tricky because you got to try to get it to pop a little bit. It doesn't do it on its own because the black, of course, is absorbing the light. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of white. For bright colors, black works beautifully because they contrast so well. In medium to dark colors, it's not the best because it kind of absorbs those colors. So when you're thinking of your butterfly, really look at the color choice, because if you do something like a really deep dark purple, it's not going to show up. You're going to have a lot of trouble trying to get it to look the way you want it to look. So make sure as you're picking your butterfly, try and turn this so you guys can see it a little bit better. So as you're picking your butterfly colors, think ahead to what colors will and won't work for your butterfly. So there's one wing almost done. I'm going to turn it upside down so I'm working the tooth of the paper in a different direction. I'm going to take my yellow and extend it along with the veins a little bit further. As you start finishing up one side of your butterfly, you want to be thinking about how you're going to add and create the other sections of your butterfly. Keep in mind that you want to keep the same colors on the same side. So like I'm going to keep all of this part of my butterfly yellow, red, and orange, and then on the back I could do something different. And I always kind of cover up the body a little bit because I think, honestly, I don't think the body of the butterfly is the prettiest part. Not that I'm saying we should give it some attention, but I'd way prefer the wings to take up a good majority of it, because when we fold these, the body's going to be in there, but it's not going to be near as important. So I might just give it a white tone so it brightens things up. And then I'm going to go ahead and work my other wings. You might go back over your veins that you had put in. Again, I know that's probably not the scientific term, but wherever these little creases are that would make the structural components of the wings, go over them a tiny bit to give them a little bit more visual emphasis on your wings.